It is the Riot. This may surprise you, but there's a lot of food talk in the podcast.
No, not today.
Which, you know what? That actually reminds me. I don't have the pizza bouquet thing in the
you didn't
podcast.
Put it? Oh, you should.
How did I miss that?
We talked about a pizza bouquet that a Italian restaurant is offering as a few people will be winning from this contest, a pizza and a boutonniere. Mm-hmm. It's a pizza bouquet like for a wedding, and so we cover all the details.
I got to find that. I don't know why that's in there. We also talk about how important McDonald's sweet and sour sauce is.
We do, and how you can make your own.
I would even go as far as to say that it's magical. Like, I feel like if you told me that sweet and sour sauce came from another land and it was imported and it contained like fairy tears and pixie dust, it would be like, yeah.
And unicorn blood.
I get that.
But it turns out it's just jam, a couple
apricots,
a couple other things mixed together, and you can have your own.
We talk about being a real man by wanting power tools. We talked to Shaun from Dens.
That was so nice. And we posted it all so you can actually watch Shaun as well. So you can listen in the podcast. But when that's over with, take a look at RadioU Riot on Facebook and also our YouTube channel. If you don't listen to our Worst of Riot there, it's also available at both those pages. You can watch the interview too.
And probably the big one for us and our personal lives, Nikki wants to try intermittent fasting.
You don't eat 16 hours a day, and then you eat only 8 hours a day.
So we explain it. We also do some research.
And I'm trying it tomorrow.
Nikki's going to give it tonight.
Tonight, yes. Well, I mean, like, I'll have details tomorrow.
Yeah, so tonight at 5:30. And tomorrow you're going to be like, this isn't that bad.
You're like, it's great.
I love bone broth.
Oh, I'm going to have a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to it.
Bone broth, day 16. I hate bones.
Let's see how it goes. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to the podcast today.
It is the Riot.
Sometimes a bad example is the best example. It's the Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
So, finals have happened. It's summer. I mean, nobody's still in school, right?
I saw some school with people outside playing, the one across from us. So I'm not sure. I think there still might be a couple.
All right, so maybe they've got like a week or two.
If it is, it's probably because you had something keeping you from days during other parts of the year.
Yeah, it's
it
weird.
Just feels like that.
Well, I was talking to one of my friends. She's still in college, and she was out mid-April this year. That, to me, I was like, wait, what? You were out how early?
Yeah, it depends on where you're going.
So what I'm trying to say is that right now, it's probably too late for you to have a serious impact on your grades, right? Well, next year, you'll be ready.
You'll do better. You promise.
Well, you've got two options, okay? This summer, you could begin to prepare yourself to, I'm going to study. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to do my homework as soon as I get off the bus. I'm going to use that study hall. There are things that you can do. Or this summer you get a job and you stockpile cash and high-value ticket items, and then you're ready to bribe your teachers. Now, many of you, no doubt, just said, you can't do that.
That's not actually an option.
Well, I want you to know that you can. I've got a teacher named Amanda Richardson. She's right here in the great city of Philadelphia, and... what does that sound?
Was there music somewhere in here? I don't know.
Can you guys hear it?
I don't think so. Oh, here we go. Got it. My phone, for some reason, was playing something.
A real professional would have kept going, but it kept happening.
I didn't even think you guys could hear it from where you were.
Well, back to Amanda Richardson.
Yes, what did she do?
She's a teacher in Philadelphia, and she just kind of let it be known, not too loud, but not too quiet.
That she would accept gifts?
If you need your grades to go up, I know a teacher that needs a vacation this summer. I know an arrangement can be, can happen.
You're not allowed to bribe teachers, are you? Or in college, is it kind of like,
Well, I mean, this is in high school.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how else are you going to get into college?
You got to start somewhere with your bribery.
That's right. You learn. That's what high school's for. It prepares you for college. So I don't know exactly how she got the word out. But the word did get out that, if an envelope were to appear,
your grades might become better
at a certain place at a certain time. An arrangement could be made.
Unrealistic expectations on what your other teachers will do, because then you're going to have to maybe study with the next one because they won't accept a bribe.
You know what, Nikki? I think that's just one of those things where if the bribe's high enough, it's like when people are like, well, will this melt? Everything melts at the right temperature. You just got to find out what their price is.
Well, then you got to get cash. You got to get money. Gift cards. It's going to be hard.
But that's why you've got to get a job this summer.
Sure.
You got to prepare yourself. You're going to have to. It might be really hard to make enough money like week to week.
Yeah.
But, you've got, 8 to 12 weeks to get a bank account going and get some stuff happening.
Get prepared.
Yep. So
I would start to wonder because it seems like every story we read, you can't actually fire a teacher. It seems like.
Well, she's on leave right now.
Yeah, like they don't actually get fired. They're still just taking a break while still getting paid.
Yeah,
for the bribes that they took while they were getting paid.
It says that she was removed from her job, but I'm sure she's probably still getting paid.
Well, she's probably just no longer maybe an in-class teacher.
And it is this. Oh, that's the other thing that happens. They're like, yeah, they teach. The something class now.
No one's in there, but...
Yeah, but that's what they're doing.
Ever wonder what Nikki is doing when she isn't rioting? Find her Twitter feed at riot.radiou.com. Obadiah's is there too, but who cares what he's doing?
One of the most important things that has happened probably in the last 100 years is the creation of the McDonald's sweet and sour sauce. I believe that we can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is probably in the top 5 culinary creations that we have as a species.
Is it?
Sweet and sour sauce, Nikki?
Well, it's on the list. I'm not sure if it's that high.
The thing is, it's not just that it's good on McNuggets, okay? You can also put that on a McChicken. And I hear you, and I hear the arguments that a McChicken is just a large McNugget. But hold still while I smack you, because that is not true. Because a McChicken is breaded chicken on bread. What? But with that sweet and sour sauce there, Nikki, it dresses it up.
Yeah.
It takes it from a McChicken to a McDelight.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I've never thought to put it on a chicken sandwich.
Oh, it's delicious. And then the thing is, when you've got some, in the sweet and sour container, when you got a little left over, but you don't want to waste any of it because it's important and you've already licked, the back of the lid
wrapper thing
that you've pulled off. You can take your French fries and really get in there and dig around for that sweet and sour sauce. It's good on French fries. You know what I haven't tried on yet is some steak, but...
Oh, I bet it would be good.
Oh, but it's almost time, friends, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a guy in Australia who says that he has cracked the code
on how to make your own version.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have said over the course of time, yeah, we figured it out. Now this guy seems to have something here. Let me tell you what I got here. Apricot jam, liquid glucose. What's that?
Well, it's corn. It's corn based.
5 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar.
Sure.
Corn flour, soy sauce, French's yellow mustard.
I guess.
What?
That gives it the zing.
Salt, garlic powder, water.
I would have never thought any of that
Combine
stuff.
all of it, except the water, into a food processor or a blender. Puree until smooth. Pour the mixture into a small saucepan over medium heat. Add water. Stir. Boil. 5 minutes.
You're done.
Sweet and sour sauce.
Now, don't hate me because when in doubt, it's always really nice to make your own homemade version. I'm sure the ingredients and things, you can control what you're having, but that seems like a lot of work for a little sauce packet. So I don't know if I want to do that. You're going to spend like $50 trying to get all that stuff.
Let's climb in the DeLorean, go back in time, and remember how hard it was to get sauce from McDonald's.
Only certain ones.
I know a couple of people that were trying to sample every major sauce.
We did that when we had our Riot anniversary back in February. And so we'd go to different McDonald's locations. We wanted one of every sauce. But different locations have different sauces.
Yeah, they do.
And it doesn't seem like when you'd go in and ask, can I get
sweet and sour sauce?
Can I have a couple of sauces?
I'm going to need to see your ID.
It was a little hard to get some of that stuff.
Not even when
that was the same time the Rick and Morty...
It was the Szechuan
sauce came back out, so they were a little protective of it all.
I guess. Jeez.
It's like, guys, I want the other stuff.
But what I'm telling you is that you could have, and mankind may not have been ready for this. As a species, humanity, may not be prepared to have access to unlimited sweet and sour sauce.
So the guy who has claimed to have made the homemade sweet and sour sauce has been sharing it with Facebook page for homemade McDonald's items, and he said that 9 out of 10 people who have tasted it think it's the actual stuff. So seems like thinks he's onto it.
What do you
But
think?
you're still going to McDonald's to get the nuggets to dip in it, so you might as well just have them do it.
Well, maybe not.
No, I guess it's fun if you try to make it on your own.
See, this is the kind of stuff, like, I don't like cooking, but I'll try this because some things are important.
To make this?
Yeah. I mean, of course, we're talking now. I'm going to have forgotten about it in 10 minutes.
You're not actually going to do this.
But I would like to. It seems like a good idea.
That goat farm is looking more and more likely every day. It's the worst of the riot.
So I've been reading the news about Kate Spade, not the director, the fashion designer, that committed suicide. And, her family has been talking about how she suffered from anxiety and depression. And I haven't dug a whole lot into her life because I know that people kind of like to do that. They like to read about it. And at some point, I'm just like, you know what? No, I don't need to know all the details. But some of the things that I have seen coming out about it are just the way that people had no idea. They just had absolutely no idea that she was suffering so intensely from anxiety and depression. And I will tell you, someone who suffers with depression and fights with it, it's one of those things where when you encounter people that are depressed, you don't know. Because I love this, well, they can't be depressed. I saw them smiling yesterday. He was laughing. He's not depressed. What are you talking about? You can't laugh and be depressed. You can actually do all those things and still be a mess. And, people have looked at this lady's last interview and they're like, she wasn't depressed.
Fine,
she was fine. She was totally fine. So, look, I know. And something that you got to understand if you're listening right now and depression and anxiety is a thing for you, is that a lot of the reason why your friends and family aren't helping you and aren't checking on you is because you're doing a really good job of hiding it. And you think that's what you have to do. You think you have to hide it. You think you have to make sure that nobody's around. You don't want to be a burden on anybody. You want to make sure that you get it right. And so that you kind of suffer in silence. But here's what you got to do. And I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is. You're going to have to speak up. You have to. You gotta grab somebody that you can trust. And even if it's just a coworker that whatever, maybe you're not the best of friends, but you got to let somebody somewhere know, hey, I'm dealing with this. And you might need to even farther reach out for some professional help. You may need to talk to your doctor. You may need to talk to a counselor at school or at work or wherever. But there are public services out there for you. I'm saying all this because I know what it's like to try to fight it on your own. It's very hard. And one of the biggest things for me is in having a relationship with God, in spending time with God. God actually told me you're going to have to reach out. I'm like, well, God, I don't want to. You're like, I don't want to do this. And it's like, no, you have to. So look, I want you to think about two things this morning. You need help from outside yourself. And for me, I started with a relationship with God, and then God gave me the courage to continue down, getting some help and talking to some people and whatever. So why don't we start there? Let's start with a relationship with God. If you'd be willing to reach outside yourself and right now just say, Jesus, I need that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I'm having a hard time. Please come in and help me. Spend some time talking to God, but I actually don't want you to stop there. I want you to grab a hold of God's hand, and I want you to talk to a person today. And I don't know who that person's going to be. You will know. God will help you find that person, but we can't do this anymore. You can't be quiet about it. You need to talk to somebody.
How does Nikki put up with Obadiah day after day? It's easy. We pay her. Radio U.
I know there's been a lot of discussion across the years, and to be clear, not unwarranted, about kind of the box that a lot of times we want to shove the female gender into. You got to like pink and Barbie and, all of those kinds of things. Even though Barbie can have many, many careers, you still have to look like Barbie while you're having that career.
Sure.
Et cetera, et cetera. I totally get that. All right. So I'm not in any way taking away from that discussion, but I want you to know, as a man, I also face certain pressures to conform to certain stereotypes. And
to be a Ken or what?
No. Because men already know Ken's a joke. It's that's just straight up out. he can have his ascot and his Barbie car, and like that ain't me.
That's not realistic.
I got no problem with that. But here's the part where here are the pressures that a man faces growing up in society, and I feel like they've emerged to me like in the face of all the Father's Day ads that I'm seeing. Father's Day's coming up. Of course, I need to do something for my dad, and I don't know, I need to ask him. I usually take him to the movies because that's what he and I do together, whatever. But looking at it, what do those Father's Day sale ads, communicate to me as a man that are manly things in society? Ties and power tools.
Those are usually the two biggest gifts you give to your dad.
Guess what? There are two things that I really don't need and or want in my life.
And you never use.
Ties and power tools.
Do you think that's just a change in the generation?
Is it?
And then you fast forward 10 or 20 years, and then what will be the gift for fathers then at that point?
I don't know, but I can tell you this, that every time I see that kind of imaging, I feel like a little less of a real man. I mean, yeah, like I am a man, but I'm not a real man. I'm a child masquerading as a man. Because if you would say to me like, hey, Obadiah, there's a special man holiday coming up. What kind of man things do you want? It would be like, well, how do you feel about an Xbox gift card?
I was going to say you'd want a new controller or something.
How about something for the PlayStation 4? Something like that. How about a T-shirt that features a science fiction show that I'm a fan of?
You know how to use tools and stuff. You know how to use them, and you still have some. You're just not as... that's not the only thing you can have for a holiday. I
mean, the only thing that remotely looks like a power tool that I'd be interested in is a power washer, but that's because it's really just a high-powered squirt gun. And that's amazing. Like, there's so many people I could squirt with my power washer.
I don't think you're supposed to.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah, they're not allowed to.
So it's inappropriate. But
it's your house only.
I keep seeing these drills, and they're like, Father's Day say drill. And I'm just like, man, it's true. I'm not a real man. A real man would be like, I want a drill.
Well,
I'm going to build something.
You talked about wanting to find a new hobby still and branch into something else.
Nikki, I'm trying to just embrace who I am. And who I am.
You're comfortable with it.
I don't want to build anything.
You don't?
I don't have a vision for any building.
All right, well, there must be something else.
I was thinking about, I got this extra pair of speakers. I was thinking about mounting those.
Yeah, okay. You need tools for that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a drill, so like I don't need another one.
Do you need a better one?
No, I don't. But like maybe
Does your dad need a better
some mounting
one?
brackets. No, my dad's got tools for days.
He's fine.
Like he's got tools forever. But see, again, there's another masculine standard I can't reach because my dad's just like, I got tools forever, and I'm like, well, I think there's a screwdriver here somewhere. I don't know. Should I buy you some? Could we get an Xbox game instead?
I would rather buy a game.
How about a book?
Aw, we're all different.
You know what?
Everybody's different, and we're all special.
But, Nikki, don't you see how I'm facing the Barbie pressure?
Oh, you are?
It's the Barbie pressure, but it's over here.
You feel this all year long or just during these ads times for Father's Day?
Pretty much any time discussion about masculinity comes up, I'm like, oh, I can't contribute to this because I'm not a real man. And I feel like that's the Barbie pressure, but it's on the male side.
Every day.
Come on. What do you like? Don't worry. Like other events are coming up. It's just brought to a head.
I was with you until you made it seem like all the time you're facing this.
Like every other day.
Every other day?
3 times a week.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, solar power is the wave of the future.
I would love to get solar power on my house somewhere. Somehow.
Would you be willing to put the panels on your roof?
Yeah, I would love to. Or the tiles that are supposed to be either coming or here that are very expensive, that have them built into it, the roof tiles.
Okay. Yeah.
I would do that.
That would be amazing if your house could generate its own electricity.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
You just have to wonder how long it would take to be worth the investment.
I think if you put them on I think it's enough.
Well, no. I don't mean enough electricity for your whole house. I mean, okay, let's say your electric bill is $150 a month.
To pay it off.
How many years of solar power do you need for that to work?
I think you get pretty good tax credits back for it if you put them on, but they're super expensive.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive.
Everything's expensive. Okay, you're probably
Even
right.
if you want to help the earth and, try to do something a different way, it's going to be expensive.
Well, the China Merchants New Energy Group is getting ready to install some solar-powered plants in Datong, China. And they figured...
Is this the thing?
It's the thing.
Oh, I love it.
They figured we might as well have some fun with it.
It's a solar power farm.
Yes. So here's what they've done. These solar power farms will... Now, these are artist renderings.
Yeah.
But they will look like large pandas.
So basically, they'll put the solar panels in such a way to where it makes a design if you're looking from the sky. And there'll be panda bears. Very cute panda bears. Supposed to be 2 of them that'll be in the farm fields.
Do you think you'll actually be able to tell that they're
I
panda bears?
bet you can make it out, yeah.
Like, I'm just wondering, how high up are you going to have to get in order to really understand that there's a panda there?
I think you have to be in a plane or a helicopter. So? Yeah, you won't be able to see it anywhere else.
Because it is one of those things where it's an entire field. Like, it's a very large area that will be all solar panels. But in the middle of these solar panels, they're going to put a few solar panels that will make these designs. So that's fantastic.
I love the artist rendering. They could have just stopped at that, and I would have been fine.
It's great. I love the idea of, like, if you're going to do something,
fun with it.
There's no reason it can't be a good time.
Yeah, that way, if you're ever, the next time one of us flies over this area in China, the odds are.
Man, I want to know.
You can see the panda design.
I'm all curious now. I want to know how much electricity I could get from a solar panel and what it would cost.
Has anybody ever done it with their house? I've seen a couple, and I mean, they all over their roof. I think it depends on where you live and how much you can put on there.
Right.
But maybe a smaller set. Can I have a little portable one? Stick it outside for a little bit, not have to pay my bill?
Well, I mean, they do, like for camping and stuff, you can get solar cells to charge your phones and things like that.
I think I just need a larger amount, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to run your house. And Nikki, you got a lot of electronics in there.
I do. I gotta run all that.
A lot of things that are going to need your attention. So.
But I think it'd be interesting one day. It's just, that's an investment. Even they're like, yeah, well, with the tax credits, like I mentioned, I mean, you're still putting out a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. So why don't you do it?
I'll let you know how it goes.
And
I'd
then
love to do it.
I want you to let me know how it
goes.
goes.
But I want someone to help me. Like, I need a director of the solar panels.
You mean like a handyman with some power tools?
Something like that, yeah.
That could come over and install them for you.
Who's done it before, that is going to guide me in the ways of putting solar panels up.
I want solar panels, and I also want a tankless water heater. So I can take...
Well, we got a list going on, okay? These are things we're working towards.
It's my house of the future.
You just want that, and then I want a new bathtub with jets, and then that's it. I should be good.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I can do without the jets, so we'll compromise. Well, I'll get the tankless water heater.
Okay.
You get the jets. We'll both get solar panels.
Perfect.
And I want a red door. No, a green one. Blue.
Blue? Okay.
I'll have to think about it.
Waking up with the Riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. RadioU.
Nikki, this is actually a first for us.
I know. I'm so excited.
We have never met Shaun from Dens before. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Dens, new to RadioU with the song Dead Rise, and probably the most popular, newest band that we have going on RadioU right now.
Wow.
So, and Shaun, you're the lead singer, right?
I am.
Okay. Now, I'll tell you, I always try to do a little digging and learn what I can about the band, but I didn't learn a whole lot about Dens, so I need you to help me out.
Fill in the blanks?
Yeah, tell me about Dens. How'd you guys get started?
A lot of us, I've been playing in bands with Josh, our bass player, since we were 15.
Okay.
So, and I'm 30 now, so been a long time. And so we played in some bands through college, and after college, we did kind of like a worship project. I lead worship at our church, and we did that for 5 years, and just kind of felt this creative need to kind of go back to our rock roots.
Yeah.
And so Dens was kind of birthed from that.
Okay. So, and how long ago was that?
That was 2016. So it was about 2 years ago.
Okay. So not that long. So you and you said Josh, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So you and Josh,
good memory
two
there,
guys.
Obi.
Yeah, I know. Well, in 30 seconds, I still got it. Well, I'm just
there
getting
are two Joshes, so you got
gotcha.
a 50-50 chance of getting one of us.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Is you guys decide to get back to your rock roots, and we're rolling out the history of Dens here with Shaun, their lead singer. So how do you end up with the other Josh and the other guy?
So the other Josh, we played music in college, so that's where we met. And then Brandon, our drummer, was actually with another band that we toured with in some other bands throughout college. And like I said, when we all graduated, we were all back here in Richmond. and we just decided to start playing some music together, and it just clicked and it worked. And
it just worked out.
Yep. So we've been playing together for now about 8 years.
So for Dens fans, the album will be out on the 29th. So you're just a couple weeks away. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, definitely excited for everybody to hear the final product.
So as a group, this is your first project, right?
This is our second.
Okay.
So we, in 2016, when we, came out with Dens, we came out with a 9-song record called From Small Seeds Come Giant Trees.
Okay.
And this is a 4-song follow-up EP to that.
Okay. So as you're working on this...
No small tempests, by the way.
Okay.
No small tempests.
Yes.
Yep.
You guys are working on this follow-up EP. Was it kind of different? Because a lot of times bands get to put a ton of work into their first project and their follow-up project. They don't get as much time. Did you feel like you got the time you wanted to put it together?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is solid. I think that first one we were finding who we were. And so it's kind of a conglomeration of different sounds and some different genres. And I really feel like this 4-song EP is cohesive in its sound. All the songs, they work independently of each other, but they work together as a collective. And I really feel like it's a more mature sound from Dens.
So I'm always curious. You have 4 songs on the project coming out. How many did you actually have ready for it? Because sometimes we'll talk to a hip hop artist and they're like, yeah, I had 120. And then sometimes we'll go in and we'll talk to a band and they're like, no, I had 4. That was it. That's all we had ready.
Yeah, we about a year and a half ago, we kind of took a 5-day sabbatical, and we went out into the mountains and wrote a lot of these songs. So we came back with 4 and we scrapped 2 and kind of wrote 2 from scratch. So mainly it was the 4 songs and that was about it. So
they were confident in the 4 choices there.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with some musical confidence.
They're fine.
We just got them into the way that we record, man. We just get into the studio with our ideas and we just build on them and build the song from there. And if it's working, then we continue. If it doesn't, we scrap it and move on. Okay.
We're talking to Shaun from Dens. They are 2 years old, but brand new to us. They've got a new EP that's coming out later this month.
On the 29th. And if you just want to mark it down, we'll do a New Music Friday that day. So you guys have a chance to win a copy of the album every hour that day.
Yeah, that's coming up. So cool. What kind of pressure are you feeling leading up to release day? You got any plans or stuff for that day?
Oh, man. I don't even know that I've thought about it, man. Life runs I've got 2 kids. Life runs at 100 miles an hour for me.
Sure. You just take it day by day.
Day by day. Yeah. That's it. But I'm excited to see all the things that I'm seeing on Facebook. Jason and Face Down have been incredible in promoting this and getting the word out. So we're really happy with that partnership.
So what are you guys doing this summer? You said you're a worship leader, you've got kids, you guys touring, you got those kinds of summer plans, or what's that look like?
Yeah, we've got a couple things coming up. Right after we release, we'll be doing audio feed there in Illinois, and then we play in Detroit and then in Columbus on Saturday, July 7th.
Okay.
So doing a little mini kind of thing there. We got to be strategic in what we do.
Sure.
So we're working out some other things maybe for the end of the summer as well. So yeah, excited for all that stuff.
All right. Well, dude, it sounds like Dens is on its way to doing some great things. Or you know what? That's not fair.
You shouldn't say it that way.
Dens is doing some great
things. Thank you.
And has some great summer plans.
And maybe more to come. That's a good way to put it.
There you go. Well, man, it's been really great to get to know you, Shaun. And I want you to know that you're the first Shaun I've ever met that spells his name the same way my college roommate did, whose name is also Shaun.
Yeah, the right way, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really what got you into RadioU at that point because of your name.
Yeah, because of the U.
Yeah, that was it.
I know.
See, he spells it SHAUN, which is why RadioU let him on. It's the U.
I guess I have to give a shout out to my mom and dad for doing that. So thank you.
No, don't give them all the credit.
I know.
Don't give them the attention or something?
Yeah, you know what? Come on. Haven't they done enough?
Yeah, that's plenty.
They haven't thanked enough.
This is just your time.
There you go.
Cool. Well, Shaun, thanks so much for hanging with us. And as Nikki said, coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a chance for you to grab their brand new album.
So No Small Tempest on June 29th. That will be our New Music Friday for your chance to win all day that day.
Want to know what the Riot is doing right now? Follow them on Instagram. Instagram and Twitter at riot.radiou.com. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Man, talk about streaming video. I am getting excited about this weekend.
Is this the start of E3?
Yes.
Okay. This is the time that Obi really likes because then you get so much news and press things that there's all this stuff coming out about games that you like.
The Electronics Entertainment Expo. So I'm even pondering, I've never actually done it, I'm pondering watching a press conference.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I've never sat through it because I'm just like, man, whatever. I'd rather watch the recap. But there's part of me that's just like, you know what? They're showing like the Xbox press conference. You can watch it on your Xbox in 4K. And I'm just like, maybe.
You got 4K?
Maybe.
I'll watch 4K.
It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I don't have the rest of the press conference schedules laying in front of me, but announcements are starting to kind of trickle out. Things are leaking. It's awesome. Did you see that the people who made Luminous are making a new Tetris game?
Really? Oh, Luminous was our thing.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
I haven't even watched the video of it yet, but the only thing that's a bummer is it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Oh, I don't have that.
At least for when it starts, but it's called Tetris Effect, and here's what really gets me. It's going to be on PlayStation VR. I'll bet that's awesome.
You're going to get some motion sickness with that.
Bring it on.
It's a really old game, but then it got added to iOS. Was it last year or not too long ago? But Luminous was something special.
Oh, dude. I loved it so much. When does that Luminous Remastered come out?
That's a good question.
Let's take a look here. What if we find out it's already out? June 26th.
Well,
is what it's saying right
we're
now.
almost here.
Yeah, we're coming up on that, so not yet. But yeah, I mean, you got a lot of stuff coming out, but E3 is technically next week, but all these game companies are doing press conferences this weekend, and I'm excited. Like, I want to see some of the goodies that they're going to be laying out for the rest of the year and into next year.
Almost, almost like most wonderful time of the year, excited time, Christmas time. This is that time for the gaming world.
Well, I'm pumped because I don't think there's anything else coming out this summer that I actually want to play. I think that new game Onrush that just came out looks interesting, but once we hit September, you got Tomb Raider, you got Spider-Man. Like, I get giddy thinking about that, and that's right around somebody's birthday. So,
perfect time.
Birthday presents and stuff. But yeah, this weekend we'll see a lot of. The one I'm really the most curious about is Microsoft, because I feel like they're the company that is struggling the most because they don't have enough games. And so I think that we'll see some interesting announcements out of that press conference. So I got my fingers crossed, and I hope they announce some cool backwards compatibility stuff because, man, I've been playing some old games on my Xbox that I've loved.
You need some other stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
The Riot is now accepting applications for a staff pastry chef. Please drop your resumes and an example of your work at the studio door, and we'll get back to you. Wink, wink. The Riot on Radio U.
So this cutting edge thing, I have gone ahead and installed multiple microphones and speakers in my house because I want the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, Amazon, Google, all of the dark overlords of the universe to be able to listen to me all the time.
What you have to say is important, and you might as well have them hear it.
I don't want them missing out on any single thing that I have to say. But Nikki doesn't have any smart speakers.
I don't know.
What?
I know, right?
How is it?
But my phone is still listening, and my laptop. So I feel like I have enough devices that are still spying in on me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess, but I'm just disappointed that, I realize that for you carry your phone everywhere, but there are places that you might accidentally leave your phone behind.
And they want to make sure, I got cameras, so I'm sure they're spying in. I got other stuff. They're getting their information.
They've got lip readers watching your camera feeds.
They can get everything from there.
Well, they think that maybe they found the item that's going to get in your house. I mean, you didn't get the Apple HomePod, Smart Pod.
No.
Can't even believe it.
Hey, it's not in the budget. I think it's too much money, and it's wired. It's too much.
Tim Cook is having meetings right now. If she doesn't want it, it's not worth it.
That's right. They
made
a mistake.
Screwed up again. So it looks like, now keep in mind, this is not an official announcement. It's not anything like that. This is just an FCC filing that has happened. But that's where things like this start.
Like for a patent?
For a specific branded Spotify speaker. So you wouldn't have the Google thing, you wouldn't have the Amazon thing. It would be some sort of a Spotify branded device where you would just listen to Spotify. And maybe it could give you the weather, but we don't know.
It'd have to be a lot cheaper then.
We're
talking like, hey, here's this thing for $39 or something around that.
Yeah.
Like just you're buying a speaker.
No, but $39. My Google Home Mini I paid $25 on sale for my Google Home Mini. Okay, then I need to go
lower. You know what? I didn't realize that. I need to go lower.
Like retail price.
$5, and it's a free with sign up.
Okay. Well, let's be
There's
clear.
Something to that.
That might not be out of the question.
Of.
Like if you did, what about this though? It won't be free for sign up. It'd be like sign up for a year.
Yeah, and then you would get your free.
And you get this free speaker.
Now, this
or something.
is all speculation.
All speculation. None of this is.
I heard from Obie and Nikki that I'm getting a free Spotify thing.
No, we're just speculating. But that to me is a tough sell because, like I said, I paid and that was on sale and it was bundled with a Chromecast. But I bought my little Google bundle. And so Google can not only listen to me, but tell me what I'm supposed to watch on TV.
Yeah. Spotify would be smarter to partner with someone to make it more than just a Spotify speaker, because that is already just my phone.
Right.
Spotify plays off that. But if the quality is a whole nother level, but I don't think it could be much.
I think you can already cast Spotify, and I think you can get a Spotify skill for Alexa. So it's a weird sell,
it's
but
just
it's
a
out
branding
there.
thing. Yeah. They just want you to put something that says that out.
Wait, we'll tell you something else in the middle of all of this. If you have gone ahead and invited the CIA into your home and you've got yourself one of those Amazon Alexa devices, there is a RadioU Alexa skill. So they can listen to you listening to RadioU.
It's the best of both, right?
It's perfect.
Then you could say, Alexa, play RadioU, and ta-da, it'll play it for you. And then if you're on the other side still with Spotify, you can follow the RadioU official playlist to check out our favorite top songs on RadioU, and then you can listen to them whatever you get.
Just like government watchdogs, RadioU is everywhere.
But in a good way and not following you in like an odd thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know the truth, and I mean this carefully. We don't really care what you do. Just listen.
We're just there in case you need us.
Just in case.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to Fire Obadiah at RadioU.com.
All right, Nikki. We're laying it out. Nikki and I off air. We continue to be fascinated by intermittent fasting.
Everyone I know, which is a blanket statement, so it's not true, but a lot of people are trying it, and so it's everywhere in my feed, and I'm a follower, and so I'm thinking we should try it. Do you want to try it? Do you want to intermittent fast one day and see how it is?
All right, here's what I'm looking at. Real Meal Revolution, which is their article on intermittent fasting, and here's what it says. What can you eat or drink during the fasting period? The whole point of a fast is to prevent the body from producing insulin.
Sure.
Therefore, which that makes sense because insulin goes into your blood, insulin, glucagon, glycogen, et cetera, et cetera. Therefore, no food should be consumed during the fasting time.
What about liquids?
Up next, Nikki. Water, tea, coffee, herbal teas are allowed to be consumed during a fast.
Which you can still have your coffee.
That surprises me because I have read other people that are like, no, you can't. It says if you can handle your tea or coffee without milk or cream, that is ideal.
Can you put butter in it like the keto people do?
But small, it doesn't say that. I don't think you can. I don't think so. But small amounts of cream can be added to tea or coffee to make it easier.
Sure.
And you'll notice no sugar.
No, well, of course, that spikes everything.
Yeah, no insulin.
Because then you have that, and then 2 minutes later, you're like, where's my breakfast? I can't do this.
All right, so last line here. Bone broth is recommended to have during a fast as this helps to replenish all of the lost vitamins, minerals, and salts.
So we could have a light breakfast of tea, coffee, and bone broth.
You and I could be in here bone brothing and
what do you
teaing
think? You
and
try
coffeeing.
It?
No.
You don't want to?
You know what, Nikki? I'm just let me be fat. Right? Like, I mean, I'm maintaining.
Right
I'm maintaining.
No, we can still be that, but still be healthier.
I'm maintaining a fat level where I can still shop at regular stores. Like, I mean, if
You don't want to cross past that?
I cannot gain any more weight because I'm pushing the boundaries of the 2XL shirt. So I got to, like, I do have to, like, we've hit the upper limit.
Why don't we try this?
I've hit the upper limit.
Then we can do it together. We do things better together.
That's true.
I don't want to do it by myself.
Well, okay, but
I can't even go to the movie theater by myself. I can't intermittent fast by myself.
I don't want. Okay, it turns into a thing where like my whole life revolves around when I can eat. That's worse than now. Like right now, I think about eating, but I spend a lot of time not thinking about it. Then, okay, let's say we start eating at 9:30 a.m., which means we can eat all the way to 5:30 p.m.
We eat early dinner because we get up so early.
Right. Okay, so let's say we do that. That means my whole day, like once we hit 9:30, this whole building is going to turn into one big refrigerator, like buffet. It's like, I got to eat. It's my eat time. I'm going to be fasting later. That means I can't have anything to eat. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do if I can't have anything to eat?
What if it frees us up? Because then we don't have to eat breakfast before the show. You get a little extra time. You don't have to worry about that. Then you just eat at 9:30, and then once 5:30 hits, you're done for the day. You don't have to worry about food again.
Well, I will worry about food, because it's such a burden at night.
It is, isn't it?
It's a burden.
It is.
I don't know.
You can just sip on bone. I want to try it. I'm going to try it.
So when are you going to try it?
I'll try it tomorrow morning.
Okay,
nothing like a Friday.
I'm going to eat the whole time.
And if I do it, because you are so mean, I just got what you were saying. Really? You would do that?
Hey, Nikki. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. The cream in this donut makes it hard going down.
Then on Saturday and Sunday, I can sleep in till 9:30 when it's my eating window. So that's so way better.
Okay, but again, this is what I don't like. I hate the idea of structuring my life around food.
It's what you have to do.
I don't want to.
You have to do it.
Oh, my gosh.
Does anybody else intermittent fast?
For what? So we do this, and now what? I'm thin, and I'm like, am I a better version of me now because there's less of me?
No. Not at all.
Am I? Okay.
No, not at all.
We're supposed to say no, but the underlying idea is yes.
That's what it is.
The underlying idea is
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it tomorrow. I have bone broth at home. I can bring it in.
Oh, my gosh. Now you're going to be over there. Okay, you can have bone broth. Can you just chew on a bone? What about that?
We're not a dog.
Cool? Is it cool if I just bring a bone in? What about a milk bone?
Let's be supportive, okay?
I'm being supportive. I'm asking the important questions now.
So, intermittent fasting.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I'm not going to eat until 9:30. Yes. So, wait, remind me. I'm going to have to set reminders. I'm not going to eat past 5:30 today.
Today?
Today. Well, that's when I started.
It's going to be great. And let me tell you I'll tell you exactly how this goes. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's how it goes.
How many days?
It's going to be hard for a couple days. You're going to lose a couple pounds.
Yeah.
And then you're going to come in here like preaching the gospel of intermittent fasting.
I know.
And you're going to be all over it. And then you're going to find out about a thing they've got at Taco Bell, but they only serve it after 8 o'clock. And you're going to wake up in the middle of the night just thinking about it.
I'll just go and get it.
You're going to see Eric down there eating it. And then you'll just be like, you know what? Forget it.
A little teamwork here would be appreciated.
I'm not trying to make it harder. I'm trying to save you the heartabe.
I want to try it.
Well, you do it.
Fine.
You know what? You can start trying fasting right now. No more eating.
I just got to remember 5:30 today. I got to stop.
Oh, my gosh.
The Riot believes in truth, justice, the American way, and high-speed internet. No, faster. RadioU.
Let's get back to your support here.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to try intermittent fasting.
No, tonight you are.
Well, yes, you're right.
Tonight at 5:30.
Because we get up so early. It's not, I feel like maybe others will have it easier because, you just don't eat at night, but yet you sleep most of the time. Mm-hmm. But we get up so early. I'm up during a lot of that time.
All right. Well, let's see if John gets you, Nikki. He says, I support you, Nikki.
Yay, John, thank you.
I do fasting 8 p.m. to noon.
Yeah.
Surprisingly easy because most of the hours are when you're sleeping.
So that's not me. That's Nikki, not me right there.
Is that us? Do we do a lot of sleeping?
No, we get up very early and we do the show. So I'd have to stop eating at 2 in the afternoon if I wanted to eat,
before the show,
earlier in the morning or during the show.
How about this one? The key is to stay busy so you don't think about it.
I'm sitting here and I'll be thinking about it
the whole time.
Thank you, John.
You know what's funny? Like, we never talk about food on the show.
No, that would be so weird.
It's never something that gets featured, discussed, or anything like that.
I can try it. I want to try it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll bring in my little tea and my bone broth and not eat until later in the show.
I wish that vegan Nikki could see
I know,
you in here
isn't it
sipping
so
bone
weird?
broth.
I used to be a vegan. It's odd.
I'd love to see her look at you sitting in here with your feet up, sipping bone broth, joining that meat of the month club you signed up for. What's going on?
I don't know either. It's
Nikki
fine.
Sukibara says, intermittent fasting is great for you. Why would the Bible mention fasting so much if it wasn't healthy?
And what was your comment to me?
Well, the Bible mentions a lot of things that aren't healthy. It mentions them.
Doesn't mean.
War is in there. Like there's a lot of things in there that isn't necessarily great.
Well,
Russell says you can chew gum, which you can't. You can't.
Why not sugar-free gum?
No, not even that, because sugar-free gum has an effect on your blood sugar, and the idea is to not alter your blood sugar.
Russell, I'm also talking on air, so I can't chew gum anyways.
It's the riot with Nikki.
Do you see how the riot is ruining everything?
John says lots and lots of water. Oh yeah, Nikki, because you know how
I hate water.
You know how water tricks your body into thinking you're full.
I'm not hungry at
Who
all.
ever thought of that? That's not real. It's not a thing.
These people are trying to help. Just give some ideas.
Listen, you're talking to somebody that has
We've tried it all.
so many different things, and at the end of the day, I'm just like, screw it, pass the ding dongs. And I'll just have some salad before I have the ding dongs,
I'll just have a balance. Well, thank you, John, for texting as well.
Speaking of salad, I've been making these fantastic spinach, strawberry salads.
Ooh.
And then you put in some raisins, cut up some fresh strawberries, and then some goat cheese.
Good?
Oh, and so I actually like to put shredded carrots in them. So good. Like I'm on a daily spinach salad thing. It's just, you just wouldn't believe how it's working for me. I'm on the spinach salad
You
diet.
don't need to do the intermittent fasting. Your salad is doing it enough.
No, I'm practically eating grass right now. I'm so healthy.
Well, tomorrow is my planner later today.
Okay,
I'm going to
great.
stop eating at a certain point, and then I'll do the show tomorrow, and then once we're through it, I'll eat.
Well, you know what I hope? I hope it's magical for you. John says pass the Cinnabon.
There's the support.
Well,
there is the support
at
that we want.
9:30, Nikki can Cinnabon it up.
I can then have something.
I just imagine you now every day. I just walk in your office every day and you're just in there eating. Like, what? It's eat time.
It's eat time. I broke the fast.
Do what I want. Eat it up.
I just like to try things. Everybody's doing it, so...
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Just let me be fat.